So yesterday we have seen that storing encrypted data in MySQL as well as MongoDB. Okay, so today we will see that getting that encrypted data from MySQL and MongoDB, and in real time, in which scenario this encrypted data will be used. I will tell one example. Okay, see, user validation with encrypted data in MySQL. I mean, if I send username and encrypted password to the database, I mean as a request, then it has to verify whether that particular username and password combination will exist in table level or not. Okay, if it does not exist, then we have to return the respective response. I mean, if both username and password are not matched, so we have to give like this same message: both username and password are not matched. If username is matched and password is not matched, then you can give invalid password or password not matched. If username is not matched, then we have to give invalid username. Okay. So if both are matched, then we can give valid credentials. So in else block, we will give like invalid credentials. Okay. Don't write if else block without using else block. Okay. Even though you are giving some not related message also, just give that, use that else block. Okay. So don't write the code. Whenever you are using if else block, without else block, don't write that code. Okay, so else block is mandatory. So in any programming language. Why? Because if any combination is not satisfied, then control goes to else block. Okay. Even though if you write the logic for all the combinations according to your requirement, at that point also try to write else block. Okay. And here user validation. So username and password matching. So here what are the processing steps? One is write the stored procedure and write node API, call that encrypt function. Why? Because here in request you will send user password as original format, but in our database it will be stored in encrypted format. Okay, so we need to call that encrypt function before going to hit the database. Okay, so first I will write here we are using MySQL as a RDBMS, so that the entire logic, I mean all the possible responses related logic will be written in store procedure itself. If you are using NoSQL databases like MongoDB or any other Cassandra, so you have to write this entire logic in Node API itself. First, I am going to create one store procedure, user validation. Okay, so in this I want username. So we have already written insert procedure, same parameters, username and encrypt password. Next, here I am going to check whether that username and password combination exists in user detail table. First, I am assuming that username and password both are equal, both are matched. Okay. So what will be the, this is the column name. Both are matched. At this point, I am giving message like select 200 as status code and message is valid credentials. Okay, as message, and simply I am going to copy this. So now username equal to parameter username, but password is not matched. So at this case, what will be this? Invalid password. Here status code is 201 and else both are not matched. Here username is not matched, and once the username is not matched, no need to check about the password. So you can give the message like invalid username, and the last one is invalid credentials, that is else block. So the control will go to the else block or not is not the important. So try to write else block. So how many else if are there? So that much of end ifs should be there. I think completed. See, so both are equal. Then valid credentials I am giving, and password username is matched and password is not matched. I am giving invalid password, and both are not equal. Then both username and password are not matched. So username is not equal to the parameter username, giving invalid username, and in else block invalid credentials. Okay. And now go to here and write the API router.post. Here give the method name user validation, request response by here let body equal to request dot body, and let params equal to body dot username and body dot user password. So before going to, sorry, here we have to give encrypt password. Okay. Let encrypt password equal to encryption function of this one, body dot user password. Here use that variable encrypt password. Here, sorry, I am writing this API in EMP controller. Okay, so this is the MySQL controller. Copy and paste it. Let call stored procedure equal to set at the rate t underscore. So what will be the parameter names? Username, and here all right here the same parameter, and copy this procedure name and db pool dot query of all store procedure and params callback function. If any error comes, then give this response. Otherwise, if result dot length greater than params dot length, okay, in else block give the response like no response. In this block, bind that response whatever you are getting from MySQL. So result of params dot length, here 0th object. At this point, result response will be stored. Okay, and now you can directly give res dot send new API response. So response dot status code response dot message. So and here I am giving asset and asset at the rate 123. Asset at the rate 123. So see valid credentials. Okay. So I give asset. I am removing T letter. So this could be invalid. Both username and password are not matched. Okay. See. Here first control will goes to this block. Okay. Again it will go to this block. Again it will go to this block. And I'm giving so I give like this valid credentials and invalid username I remove this here. So I'm giving a set and I'm giving like this. Both username yeah. So at every even though you are writing all the possible conditions, here control will go to this block. Okay. So if you want to get this type of response, invalid username, see, invalid username. Why? Because control goes to this block and it will return. Why? Because this condition is satisfied. So control goes to this block. Okay. So if I give valid username and password is not matched, then so else if here username is not equal to parameter username, so it is going to not exist. Then control goes to this block. Okay, so here I am checking if the username equal to parameter username. If that record not exist in table, then only control has to go this block. So in that way I have written this code. Then control goes to this block. Okay. So in this way you can test yourself. Like that. Okay. You can put not or not equal to here. And here I want to test, if I decrypt this encrypted password, okay, then can I get that original password or not? So how can we check? So here you can check console.log of decrypt of encrypt password. See, whatever I have given here, same password I can able to display. Okay, So both encryption and decryption are working fine.